Meat blade with guitar, step blade and innovative device project, transparent team of some community.
Hello, crypto. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Strange times it kind of feels here in crypto at the minute. Sentiment is low. It just seems like the fucking ghost town. Everything's gone so quiet. I remember during the bear market 2022, 2023, whatever, everybody even at that stage, in my experience, charts were going down, but everybody was still hyped. Everybody still had so much hope. There was still so much activity, and it feels very different now. It's a strange time. Hopefully it's marking the bottoms and we can all really start to have the recoveries we're looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's everything is so quiet out there, but I'm gonna cover this every week. There's still so much building and so much happening, not only in crypto, but especially in the Titan-X ecosystem. Apart from the flurry back at the end of 2024, when there was protests getting launched all the time, I'm not quite so sure that there's ever really been a time when there is so much happening in the background, when we have so many really, good protocols getting built. We've been here battling all this time, and sentiments aren't changing. We're all sticking to our guns. We're going to keep working, keep building. And tonight we'll have the dude back on, first time in quite some time. How's it going, dude?
Excellent. Good. Excellent. Even in a bear market, I'm got to remain positive always.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So you haven't been on for months now. What have you been up to?
Just development, ideation. Specifically E280 development and Buildify development. Primarily Buildify.
Yeah, Rich does give us some updates. I know I haven't even spoke to you since we've been streaming about diamonds for so long. And I know you did give Rich a lot of help and advice, and he bounced a lot of ideas on you. So thank you for the time you put in working with Rich on diamonds. So Buildify does touch on Buildify most weeks when he comes on, but that's been a long process for you guys, yeah?
Over a year.
You're actually breaking the old Blaze team records there, but taking forever to get a protocol out.
Yeah. To be honest, it could be out right now, but we refuse. We've spent so much time and energy and effort and money to put out a solid product that we refuse to launch anything less than 100%, yeah. So there's been delays, and then we think we're on track, and then we decide, this would be better like this. Well, that's going to delay us 2 more weeks. It is what it is, and cost us more money.
Yeah. Barren in there, but it's I certainly think obviously, I suppose you look back even a few months ago, you probably could have been not forced into, but you could have been making a decision to get something out. Sometimes whenever these protocols take longer and longer and longer, it is for the benefit. It's still a pretty bad time to be launching protocols at this minute in time. What do you think? Or will you get it out as soon as it's launched, or is there a playbook there? I
think it depends on what you're trying to launch. Like in E280's case, I'm trying to build a protocol that doesn't care about bull or bear markets. It's just always running. So in that case, I'm excited to expand to Arbitrum with E280, and I think it is beneficial even in this market. But primarily because I'm attracting bots more than anything on these protocols, on E280 specifically. We can go into that, but it's just, it doesn't matter at that point. Obviously, people do matter, and it is important to build a community, but overall, it will function without a community, which is by design.
And how you've been here building for quite some time as well. How you feeling about the way things are at the minute?
Uh, I mean, things could be better if we're talking about macro. Titanx being at an all-time low January 25th, like is that the bottom? I would say there is no confirmation yet.
Yeah.
So obviously that could be better. And I do fully believe, I know you've talked about it, one token pumps and we all pump, especially E280, because it's paired with all of them. So it's just a matter of doing what I can do to get pieces in place, adding more utility to my ecosystem, just with the knowledge that eventually Titanx is going to wake back up. And when it does, I will have fully fleshed out protocols, full ecosystems, firing on all engines. That's all I can do is just keep building. And like, I can't control the grand market with ETH, Titanx, none of that. But I'll be there when it comes back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing we've been saying we've been saying on here every week. It's just it doesn't change for us. We've picked our place. We believe that building here is as good, if not better, than most places to be building. So we'll just keep plugging away. And I think, like you said there, I think whenever anything does change in the market positive, we're in a great position. So look, what particularly you want to have a look at on the show this evening? Got a few different Buildify and the E280 expansion. I mean, obviously, I've seen your post about it, but I haven't really heard too much about what's going on. So I suppose that's the first talking point, is it?
Yeah, I've been extremely quiet about it, to be honest. And I recognize Titanx is in a bear market, and I'm not trying to swim upstream. Why fight these currents? Again, this is why I'm just focusing on development and adding more utility until the tide switches, and then I can really try to get out there. I'm telling myself, marketing is always important in bull and bear market, but to be honest, I've been heads down building. So
I think
now that
there's a large part of that you can work your ass, like, okay, so you can work your ass off trying to market something that nobody wants to buy at this minute in time. It is kind of pointless, and we haven't been putting too much effort into it. Just making sure that we're consistent and stick to our guns of at least turning up here once a week. Even on X, it's hard to continually put out content. It's because sometimes it feels like you're just saying something because you have to do something, so there's certainly an element of wasting your time, but popping up every now and again like you are now, proving that you're still here, showing that you're actually still working and building. I do think everybody in the ecosystem that's building, and even the community members, should pop in, say a bit more every now and again. So thank you for popping back in and giving us an update.
Yeah, just to be clear, I've never left Telegram. Like, if you're a community member and you've needed to reach me or wondering what's going on, like, I'm available. I've been there, never left. It's more so the live streams that I've kind of paused, I would say. But I feel like that's different than just, going quiet for what, 8-9 months.
100%. 100% different.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. I guess we can jump into E280, and let me share. Let's see, screen.
It's been that long, you forgot how to work StreamYard, have you? Before you kick on, have you had a look at all this fucking OpenClaw stuff? Have you been playing around with any of that?
I have not, to be honest. I've got my head up my own ass as far as, like, I'm just laser focused on adding utility and making sure my ecosystems that I've built continue to thrive and are there bull market after bull market. This is not something that I want to see die ever. So I miss everything on the outside. And my personal portfolio is it's lacking attention there even. So yeah.
Yeah, you're probably. I mean, the only reason I ask is because I was wondering if you're trying to learn some of the tools that seem to be kicking up out there. But it is a bit of a, to me, it's a little bit of an overhyped thing at this minute in time. I've been playing around with that for about a week or so, and yeah, hit and miss to be honest. But look, let's not get sidetracked. Let's get stuck into E280 and let us all know what's going on here, what you've got doing.
Yeah, sure. And just one thing with like the AI coding and all that, AI is still not perfect and makes mistakes. And when you're talking about protocols that are holding funds, you can't just do that on a whim. So some of that stuff doesn't really interest me at the moment because you still need solid bulletproof code. You still need audits when you have people's money at stake. So.
Yeah, great point.
So this is the GMX staking that I launched. So just recapping, E280 is a derivative of the original Element token. You remember that? We had the original launch on Ethereum, and then we launched the E280 token. So this is just like Titan X to X28. You can use Element tokens to mint E280 tokens. And then since then, E280 has moved to 4 chains. It's on Ethereum, Base, BSC, and now Arbitrum. And on Arbitrum, it's a 4% tax, buy, sell, transfer tax. And that's what's fueling this protocol, is buy and sell. The arbitrage bots are paying tax. That's funding, the allocations here. And on Arbitrum, it is 1% of that 4 goes to NFT holders, and the other 3% goes to this GMX staking protocol, specifically to the protocol side's stake. So there's
break that 4% down again for me. Sorry.
3 to GMX, 1 to NFT holders. And then the GMX vault, let's just call it the GMX vault, has 2 halves to it. There's the user side, which in this case has about 6 GMX staked in it, and then there's the protocol side, which has about 7 GMX. And what it's doing is combining those. So it's staking it all together and then taking that payout and allocating it to users, to compounding the protocol stake and to the E280 buy and burn. And
okay. This is actually live, or I didn't actually realize you'd launched it already.
Yeah, just like 3 days ago, something like that. And the NFTs are not even live yet. It's just the token. The rewards for the NFTs are building, but nobody can actually mint an NFT yet. And the reason I do that because that entices people. If you let that first cycle build up before you pay it out, then you get a lot more interest of people minting NFTs over there. So we'll launch the NFTs in maybe a week or 2. We'll just say 2 weeks.
Yeah. So the NFTs will obviously be the same as previous. You burn them on one chain, or you go from one chain to another. There's no going back.
Exactly, and it's specifically the Element NFTs on Ethereum only.
Ethereum, yeah.
If you have an NFT on Binance or Base, that's locked there. And that's again, every time we launch on a new chain, more NFTs are getting burned over there and sent over here, and that's creating that deflationary. Your rewards on Ethereum are growing stronger every time people do that.
So. Yeah, I mean, this it's just looking at stuff like this, man, it is all just features, use cases. I know you'll probably get into just explain more about the bot activity and taxes and things like that. But it's these things don't seem like they're really built. They're not going to do this that much at this minute in time. But what these things can do long term, whenever there's more volume and more activity in the ecosystem, it's fucking insane.
Absolutely. And this is why this is new. I've moved to GMX staking. So over here on Base and Binance, I have protocol owned LPs. So on Base, we've got X28 and ETH and Bitcoin and ETH. And then on BSC, we've got ETH and BNB and BTC and BNB. So these are 4 LPs that are just going to be earning LP fees forever, and 100% of that is just going to the E280 buy and burn. So even if E280 volume is low, we're relying on outside the ecosystem. We're relying on Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, or X28. We're relying on that trading volume to feed energy back into E280.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like the next level evolution of a tax web token. They all rely on volume.
Is the tax the same on all chains?
It's 4%, but the allocation is different on every chain.
Okay.
And that's pretty much just been me testing. Every time I launch on a new chain, I take what I've learned on the previous chains and tweak them. And I feel like every launch, every expansion is a better iteration of the previous one. And this is no exception.
Okay, so on Base, let me just recap. Sorry, on Base, what's happening with the 4% on Base then? It's all LP fees there.
Let me. Can you read this?
Make it a little bit bigger. Oh, you've got that broke down there. Nice one.
Yeah. So Ethereum, it's designed to just ship all of that to whatever chain I want to choose. And I've always had it on the latest chain. So right now, all of the tax on Ethereum just gets bridged directly over to Arbitrum and gets broken down into that tax structure.
And you can actually send that to different places, but you can change that again, obviously, then, yeah?
Yeah, I can point it to any chain. So if Binance needs help, I can point it to Binance and it'll get that extra boost from Ethereum taxes.
Nice.
So on Base, and I kind of tried to color code it so it's easier to understand. On Base, it's 2% for NFTs, 2% for Binance. And then I've decided to cut it down to 1% on Arbitrum, primarily because these items in blue, I think, are extremely important. These are vaults that are earning economic energy. It's earning yield from outside of the ecosystem and bringing it into E280.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the most important. So that's why, like, it was at 0.7 previously. Then I upped it to 2% on Binance, and then I'm like, you know what? We're going to 3% on Arbitrum.
And those numbers can't be changed, then, can they? Or can you change those as well?
No, those are immutable.
Okay.
All of this is immutable, and that's why I haven't just I could just launch on 6 more chains tomorrow, but I think it's more important to just have a slow rollout where I am looking at actual real life data and seeing how they react, and then decide, you know what would I want to tweak about this? Because I can't tweak any of these. So, I'm just taking it slow. And I really like the process because I'm still making changes for the better.
It's nice that we've spoke about this a few times, me and Rich in Utah, when we're sort of planning things. It's nice at this minute in time that we do have time, that nothing needs to be rushed, that you can let these protocols breathe, You can't plan for the future, and there's no pressure at this minute in time. Like I say, not too many people are watching, and really paying attention to exactly what's going on. So I'm sure it's nice to have the time and no pressure, and be able to just wait, do this gradually, and be able to think things through before you make decisions and just tweak it long term.
Yes, and this is a long-term protocol, so I'm not in a hurry to just get it all out there. And it's the same with Buildify. Like, yeah, obviously tomorrow is the best, but it's even better if you delay it, but you're launching something that's a superior product. So yeah, this will be on a dozen chains, but by the time I launch on that 12th chain, this thing's going to be so dialed in, it's going to be on fire.
Love it. I know it's like my suppose part of my thinking has definitely started to go think a little bit longer term on things. Blaze, me and you took over Blaze last year. That thing's emitting Blaze for the next 16 years. And it's fucking it's a flawless freaking protocol that has so much potential over time. Yes, it may seem quiet at this minute in time, but there's so much future with that, although it may not seem like it now. But definitely, when you think about these things, you're saying it's long term. I'm with you there all the way. Blaze is here for the next 16 years. So we could be streaming here when we're old and grey, man.
That's why I love having a Bitcoin ETH LP. I think that's two tried and true assets that are gonna be up only in the long run, and accumulating that forever and having that buying and burning E280 forever, that's an amazing thought for me.
Yeah, I didn't even realize you had that, but like it's nice you say it, because I'm hearing people talking about that. We've been a lot of people DJing, putting all their portfolio into only altcoins, not caring too much about Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, lots and lots of people do, but there's been a lot of people in this ecosystem focused solely on DJing and not even thinking about that. But even builders and protocols are now starting to look at okay, well, what can we do to sort of make the foundations in the ecosystem even stronger by having some things like what you've already done there.
Yeah. It's not as exciting. That's one thing that I've noticed, is it's really hard to market a slow burner
But it's like you say, you leave it and you think nothing about it, and then maybe in 5 years' time you go, holy shit, look at that fucking pool.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And that's I am thinking about today what this is going to look like on 12 chains with 12 different vaults. This thing's going to be earning like over a dozen different tokens that are all coming in, buying and burning E280. Like buy pressure from currently ETH, Bitcoin, BNB, X28, and now GMX. There's 5 tokens that this protocol's earning, regardless of what the community is doing. It's earning 5 tokens, all buying and burning E280. So I love it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and the GMX. So what was behind the thinking in going to GMX? Were you looking around Arbitrum, seeing what potentially was the sort of best play long term over there?
Kind of. I've been a long term GMX fan. I've been in GMX for, this is probably one of the oldest protocols I've been in, and since I've got into DeFi, many years. And you look at it right now, this is actual current 36% APR staking GMX. That's solid. And I can attest to it because I've been a staker of GMX for many years, and it performs. So that's kind of why I went to this protocol, because it's a tried and true protocol. They have done billions of dollars in volume on here. And to be clear, it's a leverage trading platform. I don't condone leverage trading. You're essentially gambling in a casino. But the beautiful thing here is staking GMX. You're essentially getting paid on traders' losses, and their trading fees. When they get liquidated, GMX stakers get paid. Actually, it's mostly the GM, these other tokens, and like that's currently 77%. It's crazy. Essentially, you're playing the house here, and if you look historically, the house always wins in a casino. So, and this is no different if you look at their stats.
GM
So
is Arbitrum the only chain GMX is on?
No, they've recently started branching out. They're on Avalanche. There's Botanics. I feel like they're maybe even on more.
A little bit of kind of see it, kind of half see the little Avalanche triangle logo there.
You mean zoom?
Yeah, can you zoom in a bit?
You're talking about the APR on them?
Yeah, the APRs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 37 on Avalanche right now, so about the same as Arbitrum. But I think they just launched on Ethereum as well. Like they're now branching out to several chains. But Arbitrum is the OG chain that they launched on. They got the most history. Yeah. So that's why I chose them. Mainly, like I feel like this protocol is never going to die. Like they've proven themselves. Billions of dollars have run through this. And it's just like it's on the same level as Aave or Lido or some of these massive DeFi protocols that hold hundreds of millions of dollars in TVL. To me, that's a very safe bet in DeFi. And looking at the actual APRs, like those, to me,
I'm really surprised that the APRs are so high. That they've been able to keep that. I mean, fucking. There must be a lot of people. There must be a lot of people losing a lot of money.
Well, I mean, you just saw I think it was the top 3 largest liquidation happen a few weeks back, right? And all of those liquidations are paying the house. It's sad to see, and I don't condone leverage trading, and that's why I'm betting on the house here. Because if you leverage trade, you are likely going to lose your money. And
yeah, I mean, I've never actually even done a leverage trade before. Never done a leverage platform and traded. It's just never been something that stood out to me. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense to be staking in something like this that's going to be earning because people love it.
And this is just a current snapshot. It could drop down to 15% next week. It just depends on the markets and the volatility and the trading volume. But again, to me, it's like I've already, gone into the Uniswap LP game, and I do like that. And I felt like instead of adding more LPs, like let's get into something completely different. Like this doesn't rely on buy and sell volume. This is relying on traders, which there's always going to be traders.
Yeah.
So to me, it's if trading volume's low on Uniswap, it might be high on GMX or vice versa. And E280 is going to get a steady flow of funds coming in, especially when we have, imagine 12 different vaults from 12 different protocols. Those will average out to just constant buy pressure.
Yeah, so go back to the E280 dashboard then. Do we get a look at navigating that these days?
So across the top, these are the 4 protocols within the E280 ecosystem. Just to go over that, we've got Element, which is the original token NFT launch that is closed. There's no more minting. There's no more token issuance on that. And then there's E280, which can only be minted from burning your element. And then we have the E369, which is a NFT only project built on Flux. That's all I'm going to say there. And then Stacks, which is, Utah and I did that. And Stacks is staking in all of the protocols, ORX, HLX, Blaze.
Actually,
Hyper.
just on that, I think Element bought some what do you call it? Diamond NFTs too, didn't they? Get a diamond ticket.
That was the Helios ecosystem that did that.
Sorry, yes, that's right. Sorry, Helios.
Which Helios and Element are both primarily by me, but they are, I would consider them somewhat separate, but they are intertwined. Element and E280 tax, some of that goes to the Helios DAO. So they have aligned interest for sure.
So E280, hover over the E280 bit again there, dude.
Yeah, so we've got the user vault. That's for NFT holders. If you hold an NFT, that's where you go to claim your E280 rewards. And then transfer, we saw that. This is, if you wanted to buy E280, it says transform is better. So you'd be better off buying Element and transforming it into E280 than just buying it off the market. But yeah.
What's that say, 21%? Or 2
Yeah. So if you were to transform Element into E280, you're going to get a 21% better deal by transforming it over buying it off market on Uniswap.
Interesting.
And then we've got the bridge where you're bridging your E280 between any chains. This is a tax-free situation, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Send your E280 to any chain. The GMX staking, the protocol LP. The control center is publicly callable functions. There's a lot going on in the ecosystem. They're basically distribution calls, distributing Element, distributing E280 to the Arbitrum vault, distributing to the base vault, more to the Arbitrum, distributing E280 taxes on Arbitrum. Like, this is just what keeps the protocol running.
Tell us this then, is it paired with X28 on all these chains or just on Base?
Yeah, it's just Base and ETH, because X28 is only on those two chains.
That's right.
Yeah, like I'll add X28 pairs whenever X28 decides to expand. I just decided I didn't really want to wait on it.
Yeah. Good shout.
So yeah, that's the control center. You don't really have to worry about. It just takes a single community member to go through and click all these buttons. They're getting paid an incentive fee to do it. And as far as you're concerned, it's automatic. You don't ever need to worry about it.
Always somebody there clicking these buttons, isn't there?
Yes. And then we've got, of course, the buy and burn. Everyone loves that. And this is a buy and burn for every chain. There's ETH, Base, BSC, Arbitrum. And this is what I'm saying. This thing is being funded by something that is just constantly getting drips of tokens. So as this protocol matures, it's just going to continue growing more inflows forever into these buy and burns, which that's what we're all here for.
Yep.
LP Manager is there's a tax. So if you want to provide liquidity and you go to Uniswap, it's going to tax you 4% because you're transferring your tokens to Uniswap to create an LP. So I created my own LP manager. You can go here and select what chain you're on, select what token you want to pair with, and add your tokens here. And you can add liquidity here tax-free, and then withdraw your tokens tax-free.
As always, I've said this many times before, lots of great features in this site, lots of them.
LP promo is ended, and then of course your docs to explain everything, which, yeah, this can be overwhelming, I think, but if you don't have to be in all of it. You know, if you have just a single NFT on a single chain, then you're only going to one section, you know, or if you're only in GMX, then you're not going to care about anything else on the website. And that's another thing that, what's up?
No, just with so many little tentacles reaching out to so many different places, whenever the market does change, you know, something popping off on some other chain that might affect this might all of a sudden start to draw people in to get those NFTs swapped over and sent to a different chain. Just there's a lot of opportunity when things do change here.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not waiting on that change. I'm just gonna keep building and providing these opportunities. So when the change happens, it's already live. It's already there. You can go to the website and use it.
In fairness, it's great work. You're kind of making me think I should be getting my finger out and putting some more stuff out there now. Just getting some of these things put out there.
I have so many ideas. It's just a matter of resources and time getting it out there. I have like 4 other ideas all on a shelf, just waiting for that perfect tiny little element that it's missing to just, you know, it's not 100%. The idea is great, but it's only like 70%, you know? So that's what I spend a lot of my time doing, is just thinking about how to make amazing protocols. And they're not standalones. These are all upgrades to existing tokens that I already have out there. So that's the key that I'm always concerned about, is everything I'm doing is supporting everything I've done previously.
Yeah. So anything else you want to cover on that, or can I have a quick chat about what's going on in Helios?
Just real quick, that this attracts people, again, just like the arbitrage bots that are paying tax. They don't care about what E280 is. They're buying and selling the E280 all in a single transaction, paying the tax, but they never are holding the token. They don't care. They're just equalizing prices. This is the same concept where a user that's interested in GMX can come here and say, look, oh, there's a 36% APR if I stake GMX directly. But this protocol is offering 30% on top of that, which works out to, I would say, around 50% APR. So this is, again, going to attract people that don't even care what E280 is. They just see, oh, I can earn higher rewards if I come and take my GMX that I'm already staking on the GMX platform. You just unstake there, come here, stake here, and now you're automatically earning more rewards. And you don't have to care what E280 is. But what you're doing indirectly is supporting the E280's protocol, and it's now earning more GMX, more yield, and that's supplying the buy and burn. So people are now supporting E280 that don't even care about E280.
How is that happening, dude? Where's the extra funds coming from then? How does that work? If I have GMX and I go to GMX and stake, I'm getting that 36%. But if I don't stake it there and come to E280, and stake the GMX through the E280 platform, I'm earning more yield.
Yeah, 30% more. So 36% plus an extra 30% of 36 is 50%, right around there. Rough numbers.
How's it getting that extra?
Because the protocol owns GMX also. So if you notice here, there's 6 in user GMX, but there's 7 in the protocol. And when I combine those to get 13, currently there's 60% of that yield is going to users. So when you combine both sides and resplit it up, they're getting additional rewards out of that.
Okay, get you now.
But now think about this. The protocol has, let's just say for simplicity, 7 GMX staked, and that's going to the buy and burn, a percentage of that. But instead, it's actually getting the combination of both of these. It's getting 13 GMX staked. So it's almost doubling the treasury value as a whole. And so the buy and burn allocation is getting doubled because of that. And it's doing that by profit sharing with users. And then the users are profit sharing with the protocol. They're also paying a 1% deposit fee. So when you go in, you pay 1% fee that supports the protocol. And then, so there is a possibility that this could go negative by having too many users coming in and staking GMX more than what the protocol is staking. Okay. And at that point, it's combining them, and it's more of that yield is going away from users into the protocol. But game theory would say no human is going to come here and see a negative percent and go stake in it. What they're going to do is actually someone's going to unstake and go to GMX and stake there. And then when they unstake, that lowers the user side and the ROI goes up. So as people come in, the ROI goes down. As they exit, the ROI goes up. And
all the while, there's a little bit of fees coming in and out.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then the another massive component, why would you come here? Even if this was at 0% or even slightly negative, this is auto compounding your rewards. Every time someone stakes, someone withdraws, the protocol does a deposit, any of those things, it's going to first collect rewards, restake it, and then perform that action. So everything you're getting in rewards is automatically restaked. And so you're getting that compound, 50% compounded, which is going to actually crank it up to probably closer to 100 in that fashion. But obviously it's always changing. But if anyone knows, like if you don't understand the power of compounding, look it up. It's insane how much it will exponentially grow your APY. So
yeah, dude, another great job, man. Another great job. Love it.
Thank you. You want to jump in, Helios?
You just want to give us a little bit of an overview of what's happening at the minute.
We are essentially waiting for the
Day 888.
Yep. I was trying to pull up the Titanx hub here and share this. Probably need to zoom in here. So this is the HLX treasury. And it's got like 4 different wallets, different smart contracts involved. So I'm using Mike Dean's beautiful website to put them all together and get a really...
You're not there to figure out what you were doing.
So there's 10K in liquid assets currently. that the HLX Treasury has. There's another 8K in LPs with DragonX, HLX. We got a small LP in over on Pulse Chain. But the biggest thing that I'm looking at is obviously this TitanX payout coming up in like 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll say there's a certain other protocol that's getting a lot more of the payout, and they're getting a lot of attention for it, rightfully so. This is not, 3 million or whatever it is that they're getting. But if you look at this payout compared to the market cap of Helios, it's much larger of a percent. So the actual value to going into the protocol is going to be massive for this 55 ETH that's coming in.
Yeah, even just taking a quick look at the Helios TitanX LP, 12K liquidity. When you're getting that size of ETH coming in, it's insane to think some of these LPs are even our own Blaze one. The value of them is so little compared to where they once were, but obviously they can come back. Also, as well, dude, holders, what is there, about 600 holders of Helios, something like that?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Again, you look at the numbers of holders, the LPs, these big figures do have a lot more, what's the right way to describe it? A lot more capability and power to affect the point they're at now, is maybe one way of describing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the market cap of Helios is 160K right now. You're looking at almost the entire market cap of the token coming in ETH. I mean, to me, that's massive. Like this one payout's going to almost entirely back the Helios token 1 for 1, dollar for dollar in Ethereum. And that's just in this one single payout. I mean, we have more things. We've got we got more Blaze, going on here. Diamonds is not on here. We've got the diamonds. There's several things that are lined up on this. I don't know. Like I can't give financial advice. None of this is financial advice. I just feel like if you have a token where there's a treasury that's larger value than the token itself, that seems like a pretty safe bet. But
yeah,
what do I know?
What do we know? Yeah, I mean, obviously you say the bottom's not confirmed. Nobody knows, but the value proposition seems to be getting better and better. We've said every week for a long time, things can still go lower. Don't be going crazy and starting to friggin' throw all your money into crypto right now. Just take your time and let things play out. But is there anything earmarked for the funds when they come in, or do you think the Helios protocol, the Helios DAO, are happy to sit and you wait and see what the best moves are with those funds, or is there anything planned already?
Well, it's in a smart contract that's gonna automatically allocate 70% of this to the buy and burn. And that's DAO ran, and the DAO is ran by the community votes. So for all the people, I notice a lot of people asking about decentralized buy and burns. A lot of people are scared of getting tricked into, oh, this token has got a bunch in the buy and burn, but then the buy and burn's turned off and they feel like they got tricked. That's not the case with Helios. We absolutely do what the community says. We have a voting system. If you have staked HLX, if you have liquid HLX, it doesn't matter. Your vote will count on everything, and we've proven that time and time again that when there's important decisions to be made, we simply put it to a vote, and then whatever that is what happens. So
the market cap of the token at the minute, I'm just thinking for sort of future voting rights. Then, if what's it costing to get 1% of the supply?
1600. 1600.
I wonder what that was. What did it cost you for 1% of the supply? Fuck no, that will not even look down memory lane.
We're only moving forward, Ali. Only moving forward here.
Exactly. There's deals to be had everywhere in our ecosystem. Deals to be had everywhere. We've always said every week here, we still nibble. Me and Utah still nibble little bits here and there. Yes, the price might go down, but it can come way back up to past the levels we're at now. We haven't been going crazy. Little, like I've said this so many times, little nibbles here and there can make a massive difference in a year's time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know all too well with all these LPs and all these fees.
Yeah, exactly. It's forever. The E280 is going to be running long after I die, on its own with no community. It'll run, which I think that's an amazing legacy in its own. Like, it doesn't require anything. Everyone's talking about AI and bots. Like, bots are going to they've already found E280 as far as arbitrage goes. They've already are monitoring E280 and they keep it alive. So as more bots show up, they're going to continue to find E280 and see value in it and operate in it, whether you care or not. So, but the difference is, as a human, you can see the fundamental values of, like, hey, this payout's coming in 6 weeks. It's got this GMX stake over here. It's got this, like, a lot of the bots are very short term. They got their blinders on. They're just looking at, oh, I can make a quick profit if I make this action, which is beneficial. But as humans, we can still take in much more fundamental and make more, I think, better thought out long-term plays. But nonetheless, it's going to have both. This will have bots and humans commingling in a mutual way.
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think DragonX come in and do more staking or not?
I'm losing faith on. I was calling Eric's bluff for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, nah, he's gonna run it. He's gonna run it. And then he did run it for like 8 hours one day, or 5. Like, it was not even half a day. And now I'm like, we got 6 weeks left. I am starting to wonder, what is his plan here? But yeah, I can only speculate, but it's not going to do me any good. So that's why, again, I just focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it'll happen when it happens, and again, I'll be there when it happens, and I'll wake up and go, oh, hey, it's buying Titan-X and staking it. Cool. Yeah, and it's gonna pump the whole ecosystem when that happens.
Yeah. So I don't want to continue on too much longer, dude. I want to get to bed tonight. What about the Janus Tower? How's it going?
It's going okay. It's really another experiment that I've learned a lot of things. We've launched Uranus Moons, which is like a tweak on that same concept. And it's kind of similar to like what I've been doing with E280. There's iterations, and I'm learning lots about it, and I'm always just thinking about how can I make upgrades? How can I make them better? And I've had the thought about Janus Tower specifically, I should start adding in protocol owned vaults because I love that idea. I think it's amazing
Yeah,
to have.
I still keep an eye on it now and again. I think the longer term, I think a lot of stuff built on Pulse Chain can really start to turn whenever Pulse Chain does, if it ever does. I mean, I'm still a firm believer that Pulse Chain will have its day in the sun as well. 100%. That's the camp that I'm in, and you know I'm involved in stuff over there too, and I do think that I think just looking at where PLS is now, down at down 96% or something. $10 for a million is insane. But just to get back to that sacrifice price, 10x from here.
Yeah.
If that happens, everything that's been built there all of a sudden comes back to life, and especially something like your Giannis Tower with so much liquidity web and fees and.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, like it's there, and I'm again always taking what I'm learning and trying to upgrade and add to these existing tokens to make them stronger. And Giannis Tower is no exception. I think it's a really cool idea. I like the tower concept because it's like when the tower, like $1 of trading turns into like $10 of arbitrage trades, which is like, I feel like I broke the system on that.
Yeah, it just needs it's more volume. That thing can go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
all right. I mean, let's have a quick look at some of there's a few comments come in there tonight. Day 88, just answer that yes or no. Day 88 pump.
There's like 4+ trillion Titan X unlocking the next day. We thought 280 was going to dump, and day 280 was a pump. So I think it's likely there's a dump happening. So maybe the contrarian play is it's actually going to pump. Helios is going to get 50 ETH. That's going to, majority of that has to buy Titan X to buy Helios to burn it. So there is protocol owned, buy pressure. Dragon X can only do one thing with all the ETH it's getting, and that's buy Titan X. And then go to Dragon X from there, but it's still buying Titan X. So yeah.
Somebody saying, how are we in a bear market? ETH transactions are all-time high, including adoption. Don't really care about that. But it is one thing I will say, it's fucking awesome that ETH transactions are so fucking cheap. Loving that.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And my response to that is ETH is at 2K. That's my counter argument.
Yep. Well, Ali from Athlone. Also, dude, are you still turning water into wine? Obviously, that jar behind you is wine, is it?
Do what?
The big jar on the shelf behind you there?
Yes. Yeah.
I have one of them top level stacks NFTs stored away. Nice move. Mm-hmm. There's a question for you actually. The liquidity for Helios on Pulse, is that on V2?
I believe so. Let me go back to the hub. It's the hub does not tell me. Come on, Mike. It's on PulseX. I'm almost certain it's V2. Like 98%. And it's Wrap Pulse /H420. It's not actually Helios, it's 420.
And what's Utah saying here? Hats off to dude for only using the original supply from ETH to branch out other chains. This is the way. Indeed, 100%. I'm loving all the I think a lot of the builders are aligned in a lot of their thinking and ways of wanting to expand out. Original supply. I think the X28 model is pretty cool. Not diluting on other chains. It's just you're proof of that it is quite it makes it quite easy to add utility just by expanding out to other chains. Taking advantage of opportunities in different places. So yeah, Utah giving you some praises there.
Thanks. From the Perma Bull. Appreciate it.
I think he had a bit of a wobble a week or two ago.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe it. He's fucking helped me up on a few dark days, Utah. Thanks very much for that. Definitely has helped me up in some of those worst times. I think that goes to and fro. Some days I'll help him pick him up. Some days he'll help pick me up. Can we get several claw bots to be filled every time ecosystem to be full time ecosystem marketers? Yeah, we'll see. I am playing around with it, but it's fucking crock of shit at the minute.
They keep me updated. I like to stay in the know. It's on my radar. I just haven't gotten around to checking it.
Just to touch on it very, very quickly. I had an old Mac Mini. I'm not an old one. I had a Mac Mini sitting doing with nothing on it. We were using it for work before, and I thought, you know what? I'll crank it up and spend a week or so, or just spend some time trying to learn what's going on. Got the thing all set up, and then all of a sudden you fucking these API keys using the API key. Fucking hell! I'm watching this. Put like $20 into this, and I'm using AI chatting to this thing, and it's going down like 3 cents every comment. Like hi, 3 cents gone. And then I did some research for my real not crypto business, and I got some exceptional market research and documentation all created. Cost about $5. But what I found is a lot of the stuff that you do with OpenClaw, unless you really are focusing and learning and automating, picking tasks that normal AI is just as good. It's like, unless you're actually going in, finding things that you can get it to do that really do automate things, it's a fucking waste of time. Then finding things that you want to automate, you can spend more time automating some shit task that you're better off just doing quickly yourself. So there's a lot of improvement to happen there. I'll say this: a lot of the posts you're seeing on Twitter are absolute fucking horse shit. It felt like a little bit. Some of it felt a little bit like the first time you're starting to use MetaMask and you're getting stuck transactions and you're having to change nonces and go back in and trying to figure out all that kind of crap. This was very similar. Lots and lots of mistakes. About 4 hours in, I was using Telegram. Telegram just stopped working, and I honestly spent 4 hours on Saturday trying to get the thing deleted, reinstalled, fix the things that weren't working. It's just like actually chatting to Claude, trying to figure out what was going on. It was telling me what to go back and do, and even Claude told me to stop, give it up. It's not going to work.
Love it.
I'm glad I'm experiencing and learning what's going on. I'm not going to stop. I will keep tinkering away. But if you're looking at what's going on, be prepared if you want to start using this shit to, you're going to have to put a lot of time in and work and learn it.
I mean, if it's a task that you want to be doing for the next 20 years, then it makes sense to try to automate that. And it is going to take 10 times as long to get the automation going, but over a long period of time, you're going to be saving, energy.
Yeah. So what the one thing I'm actually, I'm actually trying to do something for the, not the crypto business, where we have to compile this every time we do a job. There's you've got to go to a website and compile this little report, and it's very time consuming, pulling data, formatting the data, because you've got to use 2 or 3 different programs to get the customer what they actually want. But it is all just clicking buttons on a website. And I have finally got the AI working where I can get it to go into my browser and start clicking things and doing things that I'm asking it to do and setting things up. I haven't. I'm not as far along as sophisticated enough to be able to get it to do the 3 or 4 different things in the different sites. But I am being able to get it to go in and do one thing on one site. So hopefully over time, another few weeks, maybe I'll be able to pull it off and get it right. And these, because it would probably save in our business. It would probably save maybe about 2 hours work a day, which is a lot over time. And it's only one element of one thing. So
yeah, how many hours is that over 10 years?
yeah,
That's a ton of hours.
But it's like, like I say, it's one of those things, man. You run into one little snag, and it's like fucking hell. Just hundreds of lines of code, and there's an underscore instead of a hyphen.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No. I mean, again, with Buildify, I'm still crazy excited about that. It's a massive undertaking, and we will launch that when it is perfect. And when it's actually, I feel like it is perfect, it's going to be a massive protocol.
Just on that, sorry, the team's obviously quite quiet. James is still doing spaces, still posting quite a lot. Haven't heard much from Smooth or Dave in quite some time. They're still on turning up the meetings, still fully engaged in the building there, are they?
Yes, everyone's there. We've all got our own side projects. Like for me, it's E280. So I'm just juggling E280 with this, and also I'm on the Helios DAO, so obviously I'm working on that as well. But everyone's got their side gig, but we do convene at least weekly, and we're always in Telegram. If something's coming up, we're always there in chat discussing. But we actually have a full-on weekly call, audio video call, where we discuss everything and anything important to keep this thing running. So in the background, we're there for sure.
Yeah, it's again with that that X28, that Trader Lee's new protocol is quite a big thing, quite a big protocol he's put together. So lots of cool stuff coming in the future.
Yes, yeah. And I'll say this every time: fundamentals are not changing. I don't worry about the chart. It's
no, man, a lot of people think crypto's going to zero. Actually, so one of my drivers came in. I was laughing at this, telling Utah about this. One of my drivers came in last week. It wasn't Utah, actually. Sorry, Utah. Sat down the desk beside me and said, "Oh, apparently that crypto and Bitcoin's going to zero. It said so in the Daily Mail. You better be careful," he said to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the Daily Mail's a pretty fucking shit newspaper, but whenever you get the normies coming telling you that it's all going to zero, I'm hoping that's a bottom signal.
Yes, it absolutely is. And when the normies come back to say, "How do I buy?" that's when you start selling. It's I've been in this game too long, from 2018. Shit, I'm looking at 8 years in this game.
I know, man. I can't believe I'm 5 years now already. It's like fucking hell. I thought I was going to make about $50 million on the Pulse sacrifice alone.
I agree. I thought I would be way miles ahead further than I am now but I still have full conviction, and it's not a matter of if, but when. You see the news stories about, this dormant Bitcoin whale from 10 years ago. They bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and now it's worth 200 million, and they just moved it to Coinbase or whatever. It's like that will be me at some point in time.
That's it. The whale moved 10 Helios tokens.
Yeah. Well, no, people have only 10, and then they're going to be like, this whale just moved 10 billion. And they're like, oh my God, was only worth 50 cents. Now it's worth, 50,000. Yeah.
I remember, like, one thing it reminds me of exactly was fucking watching. I don't know if you remember a guy. What do you call him? Hodl Dog in the Hex ecosystem. Used to like stream every single day. I didn't watch the streams, but I did catch a few at the start, and it was a few of his tutorials. And I remember him, throwing like fucking 100 million hacks in the stakes every day. I was like, holy fuck! At that time, the value of it was just absolutely insane. It's probably worth a couple of bucks now. Probably buy himself a pizza. But I remember at that time, it's going, holy shit, 100 million. Like, it was costing tens of thousands of dollars to get your hands on 1 million then. And he was just crazy, crazy times.
I was talking to Mike the other day about, he bought a pizza with Titan X months back. And he was like, oh, what is the value of that today? And it was like $2. And he's like, yeah, I got a $2 pizza. Like he actually won that deal. Well, right now. And then we'll revisit that in 10 years and it'll be worth, something. But yeah, that's all I'm saying is just like I'm fully committed. This technology, forget about the speculative aspect of this coin versus that coin. Blockchain technology is undisputed. It is the future. It is going to be baked into every industry, some way, some form. Ethereum is looking to be a powerhouse in running this distributed ledger, and Titan X is on Ethereum. And we're working on X28. Like all of these things are in alignment, I think, to where, 10 years down the road, people won't fathom what these tokens are valued at. Like Bitcoin to 1 million is easy for me to say in our lifetime, no problem.
This is part of the reason why I love the fact that we're looking after this Blaze protocol now. So that's, just brings in ETH to the ecosystem every single day without fail. And you can easily forget what that's going to look like in 5 or 10 years time, So on that note, we'll be here. Hopefully all things being well, we'll be here and covering it in 2030 or whatever. Anyway, here, good to chat to you again, man. It has been it could be 6 months since we've been on the stream, which is insane to think. But yeah, I appreciate you coming back on again.
I feel like when the fear is not at 5, I'll start coming back more often.
All-time lows of fear and greed. Like, I mean, what this is how much we're getting tested.
Yeah. So
I know. Yes.
Thanks.
Appreciate you coming on, man. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah. See ya.
Nice update from the dude there. Great guy. You can see, look, we've been saying it over and over again that all the builders are still here. Dude's a testament to that. And we covered that a little bit. Turning up for streams and chatting here, it's not 100% necessary at all. Whenever everything's at these lows, the core people that are here now are happy to come on here and listen to us talking. But there's not a lot of people speculating, looking. As long as we're here, showing face that there is something happening each week. That's all we need to do. Turn up here and chat. But dudes, you can see from the stream tonight, never stop building, never stop working. Loads of stuff with Buildify, loads of things coming up with Helios and that E280 ecosystem, just constantly building out. I think I did notice on his screen, Polygon next ? So from all the things he said and all the things that he showed, I think it's safe to say he is dedicated to his protocols and the Titan X ecosystem. But yeah, and on that note, just touching on that, the 5 Fear and greed index on Bitcoin 5 all-time low. We don't give a fuck. When it's at 5, we're here, and when it's back at 80, we'll be here laughing, going, bet you wish you were here when it was fucking 5.
Down in the crypto holler, there's a gem called Diamonds Bright. 4 ways to join the fun, each one standing on its own right. Pick 1, 2, 3, or all, no strings to tie 'em tight. Check the white paper for details, it'll set you straight tonight. Oh, diamonds, shiny diamonds, independent as can be. Mix 'em up or pick a favorite, works for you and me. Diamonds, shiny diamonds, easy ways to win the game. Yeehaw, grab you, holler out the Diamonds name. On 10, 20, 225, store opens wide. Buy diamond certificates, we're here to hold them with pride. Earn these rewards every 28 days, steady as the tide. Long as you keep them NFTs, the goodies keep on coming inside. Oh, diamonds, shiny diamonds, independent as can be. Mix them up or pick your favorite, what's for you and me. Diamonds, shiny diamonds, easy ways to win the game. Yeehaw, grab you, holler out the